right, hey there. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Nutrition Demystified. I'm Chelsea Mancini, your certified personal trainer and functional nutritional therapy practitioner, and I'm excited to be here. Today's topic is one that I do really love to talk about, and we're talking about hunger today. So, kind of the biology and the history of hunger and wanting to eat. So, have you ever had a day where you were just so hungry and you didn't understand why? Like, you've eaten your 3 meals, you've had some good snacks, and you're still just hungry, and you're like, what the heck is wrong with me? I know I've been there in the past where I have kind of blamed myself for being hungry. And shamed myself like I shouldn't be. So I want to take a second to talk about that. Fact of the matter is, if you're hungry, your body isn't just getting hungry to piss you off. It's hungry because it's hungry. And there are a few reasons where, despite the fact that we think we're doing everything right, that our bodies might be asking for more. So we're going to travel back in time a little bit to when we were evolving as a species. So if you've been here, you know that I kind of like to take this look backwards at things. So there was a time when it was of benefit for our survival as a species to eat everything we could and to move as little as possible. If we think about it. So back in the day, when we had all of this food that was available to us, it wasn't bad food, right? It was just the plants and animals of the world. And it was in our best interest to eat all of it. And bonus points if we didn't have to travel very far to get it, to hunt it, because that meant that we were at less risk. If we think about the opposite, if we were moving a lot, traveling a lot, and eating very little, it meant that we couldn't find food or didn't have access, and our survival was in jeopardy. So our body would then kind of downregulate some systems to prioritize survival until we then again had access to food. Fast forward now to present day, and we still have this same biological wiring. Our body still is always prioritizing our survival. The problem now is that we've got an environmental mismatch. We have access to all of the food all of the time, and a lot of it isn't necessarily the best for our health. So now what we need is a little bit more mindfulness. We need to pay a little bit more attention to what we're doing, what's happening in the environment around us, and what we're eating to best satiate ourselves and provide ourselves with nutrients. If you're feeling hungry and you don't feel like you should be, it's really just a clue to take a closer look at what's going on. So thing number one that we want to look at is, are we eating enough calories? And the answer to that might be yes, and it might be no. So we need to pay attention. We need to think about our meals. Think about how we feel after we eat them. Am I feeling full? Am I feeling too full? Am I feeling good and satiated? And then we have other factors to think about. What did I do today? Have I been crushing my workouts in the gym and increasing all my lifts and expending a lot of energy? That's then going to mean that we need more energy. Where am I at in my menstrual cycle? So for my female listeners, our energy need changes based on where we're at in our menstrual cycle. So as a personal example, I know that I always get really hungry right before my menstrual cycle begins. I'm always like craving food, and I'm like, why am I so hungry? And then sure enough, there it comes. So that's definitely something that we need to pay attention to. What's our mental output? Have I been sitting in back-to-back meetings? Have I been on back-to-back Zoom calls? Is my brain, is my mind expending a lot of energy even if my body isn't? Because our brain needs nutrients and calories and energy as well. So these are all of the things that we need to think about when it comes to how much are we supposed to be eating. And then the second tier to that is nutrients. So say we are eating enough calories, we could still be needing nutrients. So just because our energetic caloric needs are met, our body might still be like, hey, flashing light, I may have gotten enough energy, but I haven't gotten enough of kind of all the nutrients and all the things I need to do. So guess what? You're gonna have to eat some more stuff. So nutrient need is really the biggest thing that I see with my clients when it comes to hunger. The fact of the matter is, even if we are eating all of these great foods, our foods are simply not as nutritious as they were even 100 years ago, let alone thousands of years ago when we were evolving. Our soil quality is less due to conventional farming technique. The nutrient profile of the meats we eat isn't quite as ideal. So even though we're eating all of the greatest foods, we can still not be getting enough of the nutrients that we need. And that's when we can start to possibly look at some smart supplementation and adding in some vitamins and things to the diet. In general, if you are feeling hungry and feel like you shouldn't be, the main point I want to get across is you're not broken. You shouldn't be willpowering yourself into not feeling hungry. These are signals we need to listen to. We need to take that as an opportunity to kind of reflect and be mindful and see what's going on around us, see what's going on with our food, and troubleshoot from there. Linked below, you'll find a link to the blog post I wrote for more information on this topic, why it's not your fault you're hungry, and what to do to help manage it. And then stay tuned for my course, The Foundations of Healing, which will be released at the end of June, which helps navigate gut health, skin health, and healing the digestive system to feel better in your body. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, please feel free to share with a friend or hit the subscribe button below.